everybody, welcome back to our channel. Our channel Autistic Multiple Life exists to create awareness and acceptance of dissociative identity disorder, partly dissociative identity disorder, and autism, and other type of neurodiversity and other marginalized identities. My name is Lilian. I am primary protector of the system. When I say system, I mean several alters existing in one body. So my role is protecting us from some stuff in outside world and from some triggers in inside world. Also, I am autistic woman. So today it would be my video, because today's video is about autism and autistic women and what it means to be autistic woman and what kind of stereotypes exist toward autistic women. Today is International Women's Day, and it's a really big holiday in Russia and post-Soviet Union country. We came from post-Soviet Union country. This body came from post-Soviet Union countries. But in these countries, people just forget what International Women's Day means. They think that it's something like Mother Day is a day of true woman nature, when man gave their loved one flowers and say that their loved one is beautiful, and children gave presents to their mothers, so they don't understand what International Women's Day is. Sorry, now Liza in Kakon with me. It was our plan because Liza is autistic girl too. Liza is our little. She is 4 years old autistic girl, and I think other guys, not autistic guys, just near the front. I think it's a boy is Al-Quraishi maybe, Ayman, and someone else. I don't understand it yet. Sorry. Liza has some problem with speech, so maybe it would be difficult for me to speak, especially if some topic would be triggered. So me and Liza are autistic girl. We live in autistic body. Ayman's body is autistic. Ayman our main host. And when we live in Russia, we faced kind of a raising of our experience, because in many countries people believe that autism is mostly men's condition, but in country like Russia it's even more stronger belief, and many psychiatrists believe that autistic women just hysterical. They don't believe that this kind of type of autism that more often happens with women really exists. So what it mean when I said this type of autism? Okay, so when autism was studied in Nazi Germany, this group of kids was mostly male group, and so in all the old books you could find explanation about autism based on male type of autism. So it was years and years, and more people was diagnosed with autism, and more women came to psychiatrical studies, where more women started to work in the field, and they started to ask questions what it means to be autistic girl. But why autistic girl is invisible? Is it really autism or male condition or not? And in the same time, autistic community became more stronger, and many women whose children was diagnosed with autism realized that their experience is more like this experience of these children. I think it was the same years when more articles, more scientific studies about autistic girls and autistic women appeared, and more autistic women started to tell about their experience, and after that more specialists realized what it meant to be autistic women, and more women was diagnosed with autism. Yeah, so what's the difference between this male type of autism and female type of autism? I explain why I do this a little later. So most autistic women now, yeah, I'm steaming, I like to steam. It's easy to me to speak when I'm steaming. Okay, so most autistic women can pretend to be like non-autistic people. It's very difficult, sometimes it's really exhausted. Sometimes when autistic women pretend to be like a neurotypical person, it just take away all their strengths they couldn't manage with everyday life properly, but they could pretend to be normal and feel more safe. Second, many autistic kids and autistic adults, autistic women and autistic girls have more typical special interests. For example, Ayman have special interest about Barbie doll when Ayman was a kid. Yeah, and Ayman's type of autism more like autistic women type. I will speak about it a little later. So Barbie dolls, it's something normal for girls, only Ayman was more interested in how this Barbie dolls was creating. So many autistic women have less strong alexithymia, and sometimes they even hyperlexic and even understand the words about emotions better. Sometimes they just hyperlexic or just understand the words about emotions better, but many times it came together. And fourth, I think there is some stereotypes that autistic people could have a good imagination, but many autistic women even have malfunctional daydreaming style of thinking, and they have a very strong imagination. And I think fourth difference is that autistic women most of the time better understand what society wants from them, better understand that they are different, and better understand what kind of difficulties and differences they have. And so because of it they face gaslighting from specialists, they face gaslighting from their parents, from their friends, like you couldn't be autistic if you understand all the stuff, or you could just try more, you knew what society wants from you, so you need to just try more. And it's a really big problem. I would give links about all the stuff, about gaslighting, about female type of autism, but now I think I would better tell you a little more about this kind of new stereotypes about autistic girls and autistic women, because all the stuff that autistic people couldn't pretend, autistic people couldn't have a good imagination, autistic people have very weird special interests, autistic people couldn't explain their emotions, autistic people don't understand why they're different and what kind of differences they have, or that autism is a male condition. All this stuff is old stereotypes about autistic women. But in our days, when you could find more information about autistic girls and autistic women in the internet, new kind of stereotypes about autistic women was created, and they are as problematic as the old one. And the first stereotypes is all autistic girls like this type of autism, that female type of autism. In reality, is not the truth. For example, Ayman's wife, Lina, she is autistic and she have this more male type of autism, okay? Or for example, Temple Grandin, she is stereotypical autistic person with this male type of autism. So some autistic girls look like more like autistic boys or autistic male, and in the same time some autistic boys look more like autistic girls. So it's just statistic, it doesn't mean anything. You could be heterosexual, ordinary man, ordinary heterosexual cis man, autistic man, and be like autistic girl. It's completely normal, it's happened. And the second, when we're speaking about all this autistic boys and autistic girl stuff, we don't just forget that sometimes you could find autistic girls and autistic women who are more like autistic men, or autistic boys who are more like autistic girls. We forget about non-binary people. For example, Ayman is non-binary transgender person. Ayman is not man and Ayman is not a woman. So all this stuff about autistic men and autistic women types is deeply problematic and transphobic. So just please, when you write about autistic girl and autistic woman, understand that it's important and it could be kind of empowerment or kind of awareness. But please write that not all autistic girl like this, and that some autistic non-binary person could be like this, and some autistic man could be like this. The third problem is the third stereotype. I think that people believe that you could be only in this autistic girl style autism camp, or in autistic boy style autism camp. In reality, it's more complicated. For example, Ayman is hyperlexic. Ayman have kind of alexithymia, but not really strong alexithymia. Ayman have some Ayman special interest is more typical, and Ayman malfunctioning daydreaming person. And Ayman understands from the early childhood that they are not like most of the people, but at the same time Ayman couldn't pretend to be normal. Or for example, me, I could pretend to be normal if I need. I have more typical special interests like astronomy or physics, and I don't have strong alexithymia, and I understand that I'm different, but I don't have strong imagination, and so yeah, most of the time it's mixing. Most autistic people have something from this autistic boy type or something from this autistic girl type. And another stereotype is that there is easy to be an autistic girl, because more autistic girl would pretend to be normal. Like I already said, it's just not true, because it's really exhausted to pretending. I know it from myself. When I front and I try to be normal, it could be really exhausted. And now I'm steaming so openly, partly because I want people to see that steaming is something normal, autistic behaviors is something normal, because pretending it took away so many power from me that I couldn't manage with my protector work. I couldn't manage with so many everyday lifestyle, because I pretend to be normal. Several times Ayman couldn't pretend, and Ayman asked me, please speak with this person, say to them something, like if you was not a typical person. And I tried to do it, it was exhausted, really, it was exhausted. And I think the last type of this stereotype is that all this autistic boy and autistic girl stuff. It's about person. It's about autism and the type of autism that this person have. It's not fully stereotype, of course. If you classical autistic person like Temple Grandin, you couldn't become like classical autistic girl. But sometimes it's more about situation. For example, if Ayman wouldn't go to kindergarten and everyone told Ayman that Ayman so different from all other kids, Ayman is so weird, Ayman is so odd, maybe Ayman wouldn't start to interested in all this social stuff so early and wouldn't realize that they're different. Or for example, some autistic girl could have special interest toward books and so don't have a very strong alexithymia because they have strong special interest about how emotions explained in the book. And one of the reasons why autistic girls is invisible because people believe that autism is male condition, so it's not just about this type of autism that was just understudied for so many years. It's also about gender stereotypes. So now some stuff about what it's mean to be autistic people, autistic women in our system and in country where we was living. So of course autistic girls and women and all autistic people are more invisible in countries like Ukraine, like Russia, like Syria, like Iraq, that in country where you have more good type of psychiatric studies, okay? So, and when you are, and another stuff is when you are a system, so when DID or OSDD1 intersected with autism, it could be even more difficult because, for example, in our system we have Kirk. Kirk is non-human alter, but he is so like typical autistic boy. We have Ayman and Abu Hamzal Muhajir. They both autistic and they somewhere in the middle between this autistic boys and autistic girls type of autism. Me, I'm more like classical autistic girl. And Liza, I think Liza and Mowgli are littles in the middle too. So if someone asks us what kind of autism you have, I hear this expression autism you have because autism is part who I am, autism is part who we are. We couldn't just answer because it's mixed. For system it's even more mixed than for one person, but even for several alters it's mixed. But it gave us opportunity to understand all kind of this autistic type. And another stuff that I want to say that we don't have so many studies about multiple people, multiple systems who are also autistic. We find out that several of our friends from autistic community also multiple, but we don't have many studies, we don't have many books, we don't have a representation of autistic multiple people, so we don't really know the statistics about what autistic behaviors and autistic kind of thinking look like in the system. It's just part of the future. You would need to find it in the future. And this is why I don't like all the social studies or psychological studies, why I prefer astronomy or physics. Because in astronomy or physics it's more clear. But in all this social stuff, it's more about who write the studies. And maybe it's even good that we don't have all the studies about autistic women and autistic girls in system or autistic people in autistic cultures in female body, because if every guys would try these studies, it could have very bad consequences. And maybe it would help you to think a little bit about when you read some study. For example, some studies that autistic people don't understand themselves, or that all multiple people don't have a full personality, or something like this. That think about who write the study and what kind of experience this person have, because all the study, it's so much about the person who write the study as much as about the study subject. Okay? So thank you so much for your attention. And Liza, she want to say to autistic girls that when Liza was sorry, I think I'm switching. Sorry. When I was Ayman co-host, we live in Ukraine, and we don't have any diagnosis or any information. We don't have any information about what it means to be autistic or autistic girl. But after that, something changed. When I started reflecting more again, it was so many articles about autistic girls, and I find so many other autistic girls and women who look like us in the internet or in real life. It was amazing. And I want to say to you that if you feel lonely, if you don't see people like you, maybe you would find it. If you don't see people like you, maybe you would find them, and maybe you would feel that you are not alone. And sorry, I a little shy speak now about all of this. I just want to say that life would change for the better. And like Lil, I try to behave like it's more natural for me, because I want other girls see that being autistic girl is something okay. Thank you, and Lil now near me, and thank you so much. Bye. Sorry, it's me, Lil, again. It was a little bit awkward, but I decided just to let it happen, because I know that people like to see how switching happening, and many did system and both the system need to realize that it's nothing shameful in switching. I want to say a little bit about our new music. This music was made special for us by Lurica. She made it for free. It's her gift to our channel, and Lurica has her own project. She writes music. She translates a popular song to a sign language. So I would give a link to her channel, and don't forget to subscribe to her channel. Support her, because we really like her projects and really grateful for her. And all our new videos that would be making after that, this video would be with the new music. But some of our old videos that we make and shared it before this video, was still is with old music, but all of our new video would be with new music. So if some video with our old music, it means that this video is really old, literally old. We have several unpublished old video, and we have so many stuff to tell you about. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel too. It's really important for us. We really want to tell more about intersectionality and DIT and autism. And your subscription would make our channel more visible. So don't forget to share about it with your friends. Don't forget to like it. Don't forget to subscribe to it. See you next time. Bye.